This Bayonetta 3 story gets funnier and funnier as the days go by. I have no sympathy for anyone involved in this situation because this is an industry that has completely ran people out of it based off accusations and no evidence whatsoever. Not doing any due diligence, none of that. No. Someone was accused. Let's get rid of them. Let's Me Too them out of here. We got to be fake offended. That's what this industry is all about. So I don't really have any real sympathy for anyone involved in this, but I do want to just sit back with the popcorn and watch them eat each other alive. So sources dispute Bayonetta's voice actor's claim over pay offer, and that is Helena Taylor, who had the viral videos claiming that she was disrespected and only offered $4,000. Over 10 million views on social media. It went kind of crazy. Now you've got sources refuting all of that, and everybody just looks bad, in my opinion, on this. Sources have disputed recent claims by former Bayonetta voice actor Helena Taylor, who said she was offered an insulting $4,000 to reprise her role in the third game. In a series of videos published on social media over the weekend, Taylor, who has been replaced as Bayonetta in upcoming Switch sequel by veteran Jennifer Hale, criticized developer Platinum Games and called fans for a boycott. Now, Jennifer Hale, and we're going to talk about Jennifer Hale in a minute, but let's talk about this ridiculous boycott demand. Again, if you choose to boycott something as an individual, I have no problem with that. I mean, I think I said that I was doing, I said I personally was boycotting Captain Marvel. But that's not really what boycotts are in the current climate. Basically, boycotts are a virtue signal. Boycotts are, I'm doing this and you better do this because if you don't do this, you're a bad person. You have to agree with me. That's essentially what boycotts are in the current climate. I can't tell you how many times I've had people come up to me or get in our comments or something because we criticize Disney, and we're going to continue to criticize Disney. But we also have different channels. We have 10 channels at Geeks Gamers. One of those channels is a theme park channel, and people will see us at the theme parks going, "Oh, you guys are hypocrites. You need to boycott Disney just like this, just like the." You're typing that from an iPhone. You're typing that from an iPhone or an iPad or an Android. But you're going to come at me being holier than thou about what I should do with my money and my business? Like, that's the problem I have with the boycott mentality. It's this virtue signal where I do this and you have to do what I do or you're a bad person. That's essentially what boycotts have become. So for her to ask for a boycott of this game, I think it's so short-sighted. I mean, there's people that worked on this game that are relying on the success of this game for their livelihood, yet you're asking everyone to boycott because you didn't get what you wanted. It just came off really strange to me. But it says the actor claimed she eventually wrote to Platinum Games Vice President Hideki Kamiya, who she claimed did not offer her more than what she called an immoral offer to reprise her role. Talks about how the videos have been viewed more than 10 million times, and videos have also led to harassment towards Platinum developers and new Bayonetta actor Hale. However, sources citing a Bloomberg report have now disputed some of the claims made by the voice actor, many of which VGC can corroborate via our own sources. According to people with knowledge of the situation, as well as documentation reviewed by both Bloomberg and VGC, Platinum intended to rehire Taylor last summer. It's claimed that Platinum sought to hire Taylor for at least 5 sessions, with each paying $3,000 to $4,000 for 4 hours in the studio. This would have brought Taylor's total fee to $15,000, Bloomberg reports. So this is obviously, there's a lot more to this story than Helena Taylor was letting on. And so now you've got Jennifer Hale coming out, and Jennifer Hale basically left essentially this tweet right here. And it was kind of politically correct, which I totally understand, and I get it. I get why she did that. But she also retweeted this right here, and it says thread. And this is directly after her statement. And the thread, once I started reading this, I started asking myself some questions. So right here, I feel like critical thinking is a skill that needs to be taught on its own school subject. If you hear only one side or part of one side of a story, you haven't heard the whole story. Spreading an opinion based off of partial information can spread misinformation. The language is starting to unravel here for me because I'm like, you guys don't believe this though. Like the weirdos that are preaching this on social media don't live by this. This is the same industry that has completely run prominent voice actors out of said industry based on an accusation, based on one side of the story. And they didn't care about the other side of the story. But let's continue. Get all the information, then ask yourself, where is this information coming from? If the sources seem too biased, unreliable, seek better sources. Hear people out and give them the benefit of the doubt. But remember, people lie, people omit, people make mistakes, people misremember, people exaggerate, people misconstrue, people misrepresent, people get confused, people change their minds, people are fallible. We don't live in a world versus good and evil, or we don't live in a world of good versus evil and right versus wrong. We live in a world of nuance and details that matter. Familiarize yourself with as many of them as you can before you broadcast your opinions all over a public platform like this. Real people can get hurt. So that was kind of her messaging, because obviously she wasn't allowed to say it because of the NDA, but she wanted someone else to say it for her. And anytime I hear someone speaking like that, those that preach the loudest have the most to hide. So Jennifer Hale, I always do this with people that virtue signal. So of course, she's got a ton of anti-Trump tweets. Oh my goodness, a ton of anti-Trump tweets. Oh, they are there and they are oh my goodness, they just don't stop. They don't stop. They don't stop, because Orange Man is bad. Orange Man is horrible. He's the worst person on the planet, yada, yada, yada. But it doesn't stop there, and I'm not going to keep scrolling anymore, but they're still there. She also has anti-white tweets. That's right. White privilege dies hard. Hashtag enough. Now, this is the person that was preaching about, we need to stop spreading misinformation. Real people can be hurt. Real people can be hurt. So yeah, as a proven edged white man, Mike Pence is clearly accustomed to talking over women and expecting them to wait for him. Yes, entitled white VP who supports white supremacists, tell us. So that's an easy way of me just saying, I don't give a single fuck about this person or anybody else involved in this scenario. I say let them fight each other. Let them eat each other alive. Because they hate my guts. They make that clear every day. And as soon as I saw that strong virtue signal about, let's hear both sides of the story, everyone. Let's listen to what everyone has to say. There's a lot of misinformation out there, and we need to hear both sides of the story. And I'm like, that is not how a leftist talks. A leftist gets into this mob mentality and spreads misinformation all the time. And they love to tell you how to believe all women and believe victims and believe until, of course, they get accused. And suddenly, we need nuance, everybody. We need due diligence, everybody. No, fuck you. You don't get shit. Go fuck yourselves. So I have no sympathy for any of them. So whatever. If you want to support Bayonetta 3, go for it. I mean, I think the Bayonetta games are great games. It's not really something on my radar. I mean, I'm a huge Nintendo fan, and I support Nintendo from a lot of their first-party games for sure. Bayonetta is like a really cool franchise and a very respectable franchise. It's definitely not something that's on the level of your Marios or your Zeldas or things like that. But ultimately, I just like watching these people eat each other alive. That's what I like. And that's exactly what's happening here. Another example of social justice coming full circle. And this is what happens when you bring social justice weirdos into the equation. They're just going to eat each other alive constantly, and I have no sympathy for it. So thank you guys for checking out this video. I appreciate all of you, and I hope you are enjoying all the content here on Geeks Gamers and all of our family of channels we have here at Geeks Gamers. So thank you for the support. Have a great day, and we will talk to you later.